Well, I'm about to start over. My niece came through, taking her to get her money. Anyway, so let me just say this again and start over again. So I remember I was about 8 or 9, maybe even 10. But I remember my grandmother had all these pills. And I told myself I will never take all, I'm not going to be in that situation. And yeah, so I'm in that situation mainly because I have a growth on my kidney. It's a term for it, but it's kind of like a rare term, rare ailment, and keeps my pressure up. So I can monitor my pressure 4 to 5 times a day. I'll be burning through the battery. This is my maybe 56 cups. I got the little things on the arm. I even bought a watch. It's not accurate. So anyway, let me get to the point. I have prostate cancer. So that was maybe like a 2 year window. Because what had happened was in VA in Long Beach, which I really miss. I'm in Vegas now. The doctor says people like you, because my kidneys was showing weird stuff. He said, because I was on the swole side. He said, people like you, readings don't show properly. So he sent me to a specialist, and I don't know all these proper doctor names and stuff. So I went down there, and they did some tests, and that's when they found the growth, because they couldn't figure why my pressure was outrageous. So they wanted to do surgery to remove it. I'm like, I don't know about that right off the bat. Now listen to my story now. Right off the bat, I went to the surgeon. She said, pull your shirt up. She said like this, oh, you mainly all muscle. We're going to set a date, whatever. I forgot the date they said. I didn't pay no attention. I called them, kept a counselor until I moved out here. I said, I'm going to give me a second opinion out here with a doctor out here. That's the mistake I made. I sure wouldn't got that, that surgery then to remove the tumor. So I'm out here, what they telling me out here, the VA out here in Las Vegas, northern Las Vegas, only one big A hospital. But my primary doctor is down the street. I live in North Vegas in the Aliante area. So she tells me, what she tell? Let me get my mind straight. I didn't lost train of thought. Okay. At the VA hospital, I don't know what the doctor, it's a female doctor. I don't know. She has 2 titles I found out because my father had the same doctor, but for something else. I think for his kidneys. My kidney doctor's an African, but I have her for this growth on my thing, but she's not the surgeon. The surgeon is I'm telling you, it sounds crazy, but the surgeon is in San Francisco. So they said I need to fly out there. That person never seen me because while I'm getting to tell you this story, it's gonna lead up to the urologist, my 2 other surgeons I met. And I told him, I said, is that because I'm like concerned if I do any radiation, it's going to mess my kidneys up. And I'm already trying to keep my pressure under control. They says, why you ain't have the surgery? You not, it's so many ways sloppy, whatever. The guy just told me, matter of fact, yesterday, he says, I don't know why you not had this surgery. So he's naming my people. I said, no, none of them, my people, my surgeons, they referred me to some lady and told me I had to go to San Francisco. He said, sometimes they do that if they real busy. So let me get to I went to my primary doctor. He says, get to the point. Your PSA levels are high. Your PSA level. I don't know what she was talking about. Your PSA levels were high. So, so I need you to go see the urologist at the VA. Now, the VA hospital, couldn't point her on point, but the VA hospital is 8 minutes away. And my clinic for the VA is 8 minutes the opposite way. So she told me I need to go see the urologist at the VA. So I went over there. He wanted to put his, I'm not trying to be gross. I'm just being real truthful. He wanted to put his hand in my butthole, right? I'm like, oh, no. He said, well, you need to get a biopsy, right? So I got the biopsy done. I read all the paperwork. I'm not probably pronouncing that right. You got to excuse me. So they put, let me go back. So it took me, 4 or 5 months to get an appointment with the urologist after my primary doctor told me to, right? So when I get there, the nurse says, we need to make your other appointment right now, because that's how far they backed up. So when I'm in the line, let me back up. When I'm in the line before I even see the urologist, right? I hope I'm saying this right. It was a man. It was a man in front of me. There was a man in back of me. They had their their prostate removed. And they was complaining. And I like, man, that's depressing. So when so I said, I'm not going to get my prostate removed. It can't be that bad, right? So at that time, I didn't know I had prostate cancer. So I go in there. He want to put his hand in my butt. I said, nah. Then he said, we got to do the biopsy. And I said, okay. They're going to put me to sleep. They're going to do some jab, blah, 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 all that stuff. So to help people, let me just do this right. So I got to watch what I say, because some of the stuff I'm referencing to other people. I got to be careful. I don't want to say no names, but there's other people I know that have prostate cancer, right? Everybody don't probably want people to know. So anyway, so you lay on this table, and they don't put you to sleep. They numb the area, and you feel this pressure. And after they got in, that was a little painful. Then I felt the pressure, boom, boom, boom. I don't know exactly, maybe you can look it up. And then what they doing is they, I guess, taking samples, right, of your prostate. And that's how they can determine, if you have prostate cancer and what level. I'm still looking for, they have a glean score. So after that happened, I kept asking, what's my glean score? So what had happened was only person I think I told this to was my sister and brother. So, first. They called me on my phone while I think I was taking my stepmom to her appointment dealing with blood cancer. And I said, I need to answer this phone. Yeah. So I'm going to keep on. Sorry for smacking. When I used to do videos before, there was a couple of people saying I'd be smacking too much. Sorry. So I'm apologize if you're watching this video. So anyway, first off, if you have a high PSA level, don't means you actually have prostate cancer. You just need to get checked. So, okay, Drew, give me 20 minutes, okay? We're going to get you some money. Now, you don't have to go if you want to. I'll go get the money. Okay, thank you. When you finish brushing your teeth, give me 20 minutes. I'm trying to do a video, okay? Okay, sorry. Okay. That's my baby niece. So anyway, I lost my train of thought. Forgive me. I usually don't like editing stuff, but I'm not going to edit. So keep it real. So, where I was at? Yeah. I might have to do part 2 because, so anyway, let me just go wherever I remember. I might have to redo tell a part of the story when I go back over this. Um, so I told them to. Oh yeah, I was driving and I get the call, so I picked the call up. Usually I don't pick the call up or anything around my father, you know. So I picked the call up and boom, he says, "I'm sorry, blah blah blah. You have prostate cancer." At the time, I didn't know what level. They didn't tell you all that. You need to make. You need to have you. The guy already made the appointment with there before, so so he said you already have an appointment. Blah blah blah. I think it was like a few weeks later, and my sister went with me. Took my sister down with me. Right. This man just wanted to remove my prostate right off the bat. Boom. I'm not saying no names. Right off the bat. And then, like I said, I remember those individuals, and I got another doctor outside, urologist, the surgeon. He says, "Okay, we can monitor you, whatever, or wherever." I said, "Okay, and I think I told E, classmate. Man, I know E for a long time to think about it. And he told Trey, and Trey gave me all these herbs. I took all of my herbs. Matter of fact, I take herbs to this day. And I think that herbs actually helped me with my kidney because my kidney function went up. Yeah, that's why I take. So I'm going to show you some of the herbs and we can get back on track. I take this bitter melon. That's for blood, whatever. This is like the second. This is not the OG brand I had. Something like the OG like this. I like this brand. I know this work. They got higher milligrams at a lower price. They almost sold out. I forgot actually some of this. This is the tomato stuff. This help you with the prostate for sure. This is this, and I think I've been taking this since I've been diagnosed. And that is, I'm sure this helped me with my kidneys. I just started taking this in the last 2 months, watching some herbalist specialists. And this is a new brand because they ran out of my thing with this brand, New Superior. So I've been taking this, and I noticed they have a low milligram, so I've been doubling up on this. And then I got this stuff for the prostate, and then I do this cleanse. But I gotta be careful with this parasite cleanse. That just, I need to take some chlorophyll too. So I think the mainly I take, and then maybe I'll show you the pressure meter, but let me just stick to the prostate. So, because a few people say, "Oh, you can do the herbal way," and then, so I join groups, Facebook groups. Yeah, mainly Facebook groups. Well, a couple of Facebook groups. I won't be able to. I gotta. One of them I gotta find because I don't remember the name of it because I got kicked off of Facebook, but I have another account. That's what I noticed. All my accounts with my name, when I name and my face, they kicked me off. And I was scared because my son has the same name as me, but they didn't kick him off because I know they go by face. I remember this by one of my other relatives. Used to get kicked off because he talked mad stuff. He just, I know I got a time out for telling one of my cousins that I used to watch when she was a baby. So I said, "I'm gonna beat you." They gave me 30, 40 days. I'm like, "Man, are you for real?" I mean, this how we talk, that wasn't gonna really beat her. I never really beat. Man, I don't whoop kids because I probably can't do that now because I'm not. Before I was so strong, I'd be dangerous to try to put my hands on somebody. So anyway, let me get back on track before I lose what I was about to say. So leading up to now, so I'm doing the herbal thing. I had a car accident because my sister keep getting on, talk to these people, blah blah blah. And what's sad, so I'm telling a few of my friends, and I'm not gonna say no name, and talking to other people, they found out, like 4 people I can think of found out they have prostate cancer. So my prostate cancer, I said that's why I really wasn't tripping. But the problem I've been having since I think since February is like I was already like weak, but my weak was in like way above normal people. But now I'm constantly sleeping all day, and that's a sign. And then they found blood in my urine, I think around April. That could concern me. Like, okay, this something else is going wrong. So I'm just gonna go. That's why I said decide I'm gonna go ahead and just do this. So I have a date. You gotta excuse me. So I'm gonna tell this another story. So he says that I went back to the urologist and it took 4 or 5 months. I'm gonna say April, May, June. Well, anyway, I made my primary doctor made an appointment. I think they found I had blood in my urine in February because it took 4 or 5 months to see the urologist again after getting a thing. There's a VA, right? I think that's about right. So he says, well, we're going to do this and make sure your cancer not spreading. Well, luckily, he said it wasn't spreading. But I said, you know what? The way I feel, like for right now, I feel super weak. So while I'm telling this story, let me write this down because I got to tell a story about one of my good friends' father was in almost the same boat. He passed away, but from what she told me, he had friends that had cancer. This is an older gentleman. They got the treatment. They still living. He didn't get the treatment. He did the herbal thing. And so he lived almost over 20 years, I think, from the diagnosis. I could be wrong. But he unalived himself. I got to remember the words I say. He could probably most likely put this on YouTube. He unalived himself, at 70 something. But I can, you know what? I can understand. But I'm a Jesus believer. I believe, you don't supposed to kill yourself. A couple things. Excuse me. So let me hear me finish this part. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna document my journey, two journey. Prostate treatment. I'm gonna give updates till I'm in my 70s, and then I'm gonna find a proper term of my growth on my kidney. So I have two major issues: growth on my kidney, which is a 1-day surgery, and then I'm gonna start what they're gonna do. I'm doing this where it's a 5-day, I believe it's called radiation. But what they gonna do is gonna prep me. They gonna put these beams. I remember when the man first told me this, because they gave me options. Maybe part 2, I read the options they gave me. Well, they gonna put these beams, these rods in my prostate. And if I'm not sure, that man says if you have any sexual relations, those rods might come out. But I'm not worried about that. So, this is another thing. People think I'm crazy, but so you can look it up yourself. That they say that the more intercourse you have, the less chance you get in prostate cancer. So that might be another issue with me. So anyway, that's a whole nother topic. We're gonna talk about that later. So anyway, let me get back to the point. So this happened in September 25th. They're gonna prep. It's like a pre-prep, and then they're gonna wait 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, and then I start a 5-day treatment. They had another option, the old school way, because like I said, I'm really concerned about my kidneys, right? Where they do it for like 4 to 6 weeks. They give you radiation every day. And when I went into that, what's it called? Oh man, I can't even see the word. I'm just trying to remember the name. Comprehensive, whatever. It was like death in there. There was people like, I don't know. They should separate. I don't know. Maybe people. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but it was like death in there. And I'm like, I don't think I need to be up in here, right? But I got to be up in here. Yeah, 'cause I got to knock this out. So what I'm saying is, so forget this. I think the herbals can improve my kidney function, right? But it ain't improving. I feel weak, right? And I don't want it to go to any other part of my body. So I'm knocking this out, right? So, so it's called fiducial marker and spacer gel prostate procedure. So I gotta do all this package here. The lady gonna call me Miss Chalet. I can't take some of this and this. Some of my medicine, blood thinners. So anyway, so this is gonna end this. I do maybe a weekly update. Okay, so I had this done. Oh, so I see him October 15th. This is my next appointment with the VA urologist. October 15th. I gotta put this down. Whatever. Get what done? Blood work? Okay. Alright, anyway. I always get blood work mainly because of the growth of my kidney. So anyway, I had this right here, which when I was like 12 or 13, I had a bladder infection. They came in the Air Force, Eglin Air Force Base Hospital. What year was this? Like 85, 84. Let me see that, maybe 82. I think 85 I was out here in Compton, Centennial. Yeah, this was like, I was in maybe the 8th grade. So whatever year that was, in the 80s. They put a thing through my thing and through my pee hole, and I didn't like that. My penis was burning for a good week. So and I said, because I always ask him, so what are you gonna do? So when the doctor told me what they was doing, I said, I gotta go ahead and suck it up and do this to make sure my cancer not spreading. So, so he's not gonna be painful. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. In my mind, you do it. Let me tell you what was kind of funny. So, the nurse man told me, and it was exactly how he said. So this water feel like you gotta pee. Exactly. When they first put it in there, they put this gel, they clean it, whatever. He says, my same niece says, why do you use Dale soap? I says, I have to use that soap because they constantly poking and pushing, checking my blood. I said, I don't like that soap. That's an antibacterial, whatever, the soap you use to make sure you ain't got no bacteria. Because I used to use Dove before the moisturizing soap. I guess, she said, where's the Dove? That's a whole different story anyway. So I'm dialing my body all up with washing. And I go in this room, laying down. They took this thing, bam. So I'm like, man, this man bled. I said, man, that hurt, man. I'm like, man. Right? So, boom, boom. I'm like, man. And so you can look on the screen, right? So I'm looking, and he says, they told me about take 2 minutes. He said about 40 more seconds. He was lying. So the same day he said, okay, don't see no growth. You have no cancer in your bladder, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, that's good. And then I said, so I'm gonna have any pain after? He said, you know what? I never had it done. But everybody different. But you see, they didn't tell you that at first, but the nurse told, at first the doctor said you don't have no problem, but he said he don't know, never had it done. But the nurse told me the truth. But I said, if I had to do it anyway. So I don't know what to tell you. You need to get married and get a partner, and if you ain't got nothing, and get to like rabbits, just to be safe. You don't want to go through what I'm going through. I don't wish that on nobody. You have to, and I just realized, you know what? I said my pain tolerance is way stronger than it was when I was younger. So anyway, that's really about it. What's it called? Man, let me say, I can't even pronounce this word right here. I'm gonna chop this video up, maybe different section. I'm gonna do the whole, yeah. Maybe I'll go back over that in a separate video. So we're going. So I have my first, what you call, prep, September 25, 2006, and I think the earliest he could have did it was in August. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock it out. So what I was trying to, I'm going to Panama. I'm supposed to be going to Panama in December, right? That's why I was like, man, maybe I'll do this in January. But I said, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out. I ain't gonna wait. I'm going to knock this out. That was my whole thing, to knock everything out the first of the year. But the VA, which I be watching, I saw these people. This man had to wait this long time. So I think, okay, they need to do something about that. Matter of fact, we need to come together and start writing. You shouldn't have to be waiting that long to see no doctor. To understand this doctor, to see the primary doctor tell you need to go immediately. You'll call for the specialist. The specialist want to see you, but he got so many other people. And this is how I think now. I'm going to be honest with you now. Yeah. Everybody need to sing. So hire more doctors, right? Because I'm really concerned about myself. Because, I got a 14-year-old, be 15. I want to see him graduate. And I want to win more souls. A wise man win souls. Have more people come to worship the Lord. So anyway, I'm going to keep on praying, and I'm going to pray for anybody else to ask for prayer. And, I remember Trey told me this, right? He says, whatchamacallit, I thought this would baffle me. Why even introducing, because I just watched a few videos. He said, I'm not saying no names. He told me an individual had cancer, because I don't want people to use their name or not. So I said, you know what? And what happened was I'm not an Instagram person, but people be sending me stuff on Instagram. Mr. Pitts be sending me stuff on. I know he graduated I graduated before him, but to me he's like an inspiration. Anybody that make it out of Compton, in a business, or because there's some people I didn't think, but I would say it's a lot of people did very well. Many people did very well. So he sent me stuff, and I we battle back and forth, like quite a few people, So while I'm looking at his thing, I said, wait a minute, this is whatchamacallit, and I said, man, I feel bad. And I said, oh, this is old, because Trey told me that she had cancer, but I didn't know what kind of cancer. My mother had the same cancer, but I think I don't know, they might do, that was early 2000s, because I remember my sister, because I had a marijuana shop. My sister says, your turn to take mama, because my sister had to work. She's a social worker. Here come my niece. I got to finish this room and then done. So I had to take my mom, and I was really depressed. I'm in there in the radiate thing. Mom nails, mama hair got low. And I'm like, man, this ain't good, right? So I remember that. So I'm looking at this. I'm looking at my classmate. I'm like, man, because I just remember, I thought maybe I seen her in a picture in a concert, like she was wailed, and I'm seeing somebody laying in the bed. And that's why I'm on another thing, and I said, I got to maybe keep social media good, because I know one of my relatives passed away. I didn't even know. I'm like, wait, I just thought about it. They usually contact me and ask me how I'm doing, and I haven't heard. I'm like, the next thing I know, this is like a few months, 6, 7 months. I said, yeah, the last time she contacted me maybe 7, 8 months ago. Next thing I know, I'm looking on the thing, she passed away. Man, anyway, pray for me, and I will pray for you. Have a wonderful day in your neighborhood. I'm gonna put this unedited video. You're gonna see it chopped up like in small sections. It's 30 minutes long. I hope my phone held it. I didn't do this on my laptops. You know, I don't know. I got 6 laptops. Cause I'm a business. Cause that's a whole different. That's a whole different. I can remember that story. One time in Carson, that niece spilled something on my laptop. Right. Anyway, my baby niece is she's probably won't see her that much because she lives in Bellflower now, so she's going to do some band stuff. So and my son played football, so my babies are gone. So anyway, have a wonderful day. Once I say it again, I'm gonna share my journey. Yeah. God's will gonna come out positive.